Somliga går med trasiga skor. Säg vad beror det på? La 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 la. Du 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 du. Looks like that. No. No. Not necessary. Bidi bidi bida bada boom boom bo. Ah. Really? I am short. Currently quite short. Säg vad beror det på? Somliga går med trasiga skor. Kanske vill ha det så. Starting up, please. Awaken. Säg vad beror det på? Is that the one? Oh, that's the one. That's crazy. Oh, that's perfect, actually. My face in your face. Over rightly so. Or something like that. And then a little more over there. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Then I'll just move it slightly. A terrible howl echoed through the pass. Is this good? Yes. Alright, let's fast forward to where I am. Ba ha ha. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Sol, vind och vatten är det bästa som jag vet. Men är på dig jag tänker i hemlighet. Sol, vind och vatten, höga berg och djupa hav. Det är mina drömmar värda hav. Da 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 la. Oh. Men en buda booby da ba do body be. In solitude we walk. What? Did I go too far? No. Deathwing, the Destroyer. So many tragedies. Small wonder the Ronin could not shake his uncertainty when it came to his new family. Ah, this was about what I was. Jolly was an elder, full-bodied woman who had given birth to 6 children and midwifed several times that number. Several times that number. Oops. bum 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 bum. Ronan had been certain that a human would be leery of dealing with an elf, let alone an elf with a wizard for husband. Majali had taken one look at Verisa, and her maternal instincts had taken over. Even though Ronan did pay her well for her time, he very much suspected that the townswoman would have volunteered anyway. So much had she taken to his wife. "I suppose you're right," he began. "I've just been..." A voice, a very familiar voice, suddenly filled his head. A voice that cannot be bringing him good tidings. "Ronan, I've need of you." "Crassus?" the mage blurted. Verisa sat up, all cheer vanishing. "Crassus? What about him?" They both knew the Master Wizard, a member of the Kirin Tor. Crassus had been the one instrumental in bringing them together. He had also been the one who had not told them the entire truth about matters at the time, especially where he himself had been concerned. Only through dire circumstance had they discovered that he was also the dragon Corialstras. It's Crassus," was all Ronan could say at the moment. "Ronan, I have need of you." "I won't help you," the mage instantly responded. "I've done my share. You know I can't leave her now." "What does he want?" Verisa demanded. Like the wizard, she knew that Crassus would only contact them if some terrible trouble had arisen. "It doesn't matter. I'll have to find someone else." "Before you reject me, let me show you," the voice declared. "Let me show both of you." Before Ronan could protest, images filled his head. He relived Crassus's astonishment. He relived Crassus's astonishment. At being contacted by the Lord of Time, experienced the Dragon Mage's shock when the aspect's desperation became evident. Everything Crassus had experienced, the wizard and his wife now shared. Last of all, Crassus overwhelmed them with an image of the place though others believed the source of Nosdormu's distress. A chill and forbidding chain of jagged mountains. Kalimdor. The entire vision lasted only a few seconds, but it left Ronan exhausted. He heard a gasp from the bed. Turning, the wizard found Verisa slumped back on the down pillow. He started toward her, but she waved off his concern. "I'm all right. Just breathless. Give me a moment." For her, Ronan would give eternity. But for another, he had not even a second to grant. Oh! Hola, Fraulein. Is that Finnish? Thank you! Hola, Fraulein. Aha! I'm your girlfriend? What? Thanks so much, Kevin. What the hell, dude? Love you. Love you loads. Much love, many hugs. Love you loads. How are you? How are you, you bastard? Summoning the image of Crassus into his head, the wizard replied, "Take your quest to someone else. Those days are through for me. I've got far more important matters at stake." Crassus said nothing, and Ronan wondered if his response had sent his former patron searching for another pawn. He respected Crassus, even liked him, but the Ronan the dragon mage sought no longer existed. Only his family concerned him now. "I'm old, that's my problem. What did you do for your birthday? You never answered me on the Instagram. Did you do anything? Did you get any presents?" But, to his surprise, the one he expected most to stand by him instead suddenly muttered, "You will have to go immediately, of course." He stared at Verisa. "I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere." She straightened again. "But you must. You saw what I saw. He does not summon you for some frivolous task. Crassus is extremely worried. And what worries him puts fear into me. But I can't leave you. Ronan fell down onto one knee next to her. I will not leave you. All them. A hint of her ranger past spread across Varisa's face, eyes narrowing dangerously at whatever mysterious force would separate them. She answered, and the last thing I would wish would be for you to thrust yourself into danger. I do not desire to sacrifice my children's father, but what we have seen hints at a terrible threat to the world they will be born in. For that reason alone, it makes sense to go. Were I not in this condition, I would be right at your side. You know that. Honestly, don't remember. No. Did you congratulate Mom 3 days ago on her birthday? This 6th of Friday, 6th of October. Of course I do. I tell myself that he's strong. Crassus is. Even stronger as Corialstras. I tell myself that I let you go only because you and he will be together. You know he would not ask if he did not think you capable. After she reminded me, though. I knew it. Yeah, silly boob. Boob. Silly boob. That's funny. At least you did, though. At least you did. I've yet to come up with something to give her for her birthday. We were supposed to meet yesterday, but I was so tired. I had a long day this Saturday. I had a musical, a whole day of musical improv from 10 to 4. And right after that, I hung out from 4:30 to 9, I think it was. I had some dinner, went for a walk, watched an improv show, and then when I came home, I couldn't fall asleep until like 4 a.m., which was crazy. Anyway, that's my story for so I couldn't meet her on Sunday. Bad son. I am bad son. Doo-doo. That was true. Dragons respected few mortal creatures. That Crassus in either form looked to him for aid meant a great deal. And as an ally of the Leviathan, Ronan would be better protected than anyone. What could go wrong? Defeated, Ronan nodded. Alright, I'll go. Can you handle matters until Jaili arrives? With my bow, I have shot orcs dead at 100 yards. I have battled trolls, demons, and more. I have nearly travelled the length and breadth of Azeroth. Yes, my love. I think I can handle the situation until Jaili arrives. He leaned down and kissed her. Then I'd best let Crassus know I'll be coming. For a dragon, he is an impatient sort. He's taken the burden of the world upon his shoulders, Ronan. That still did not make the wizard overly sympathetic. An ageless dragon was far more capable of dealing with terrible crises than a mere mortal spellcaster about to become a father. If you're a bear son, and I'm the worst. No! We don't want that! Fixing on an image of the dragon mage, as he knew him best, Ronan reached out to his former patron. Alright, Crassus, I'll help you. Where should we rendezvous? Darkness enveloped the wizard. Off in the distance, he heard Varisa's faint voice call out his name. A sense of vertigo threatened Ronan. His boot suddenly clattered on hard rock. Every bone in his body shook from the impact, and it was all he could do to keep his legs from collapsing. Ronan stood in a massive cave clearly hollowed out by more than simply the whims of nature. The roof was almost a perfect oval, and the walls had been scorched smooth. A dim illumination with no discernible source enabled him to see the lone, robed figure awaiting him in the centre. So, Ronan managed. I guess we rendezvous here. Crassus stretched one long gloved hand to the left. There is a pack containing rations and water for you, just to your side. Take it and follow me. What have you been up to lately, Kevin? Have you done anything fun?
Anything What's the word? Anything?
I barely had a chance to say goodbye to my wife, grumbled Ronan as he retrieved the large leather pack and looped it over his shoulders. You have my sympathies. Dragon Mage responded, walking ahead already. I've made arrangements to see to it that she's not without aid. She will be well while we are gone. Listening to Crassus for just a few seconds reminded Ronan how often the ancient figure made assumptions about him without even waiting for the young wizard's decisions. Crassus had already taken the matter of Ronan's agreement as settled. True. He followed the tail. Nope, he followed the tall, narrow figure to the mouth of the vast cave. That Crassus had moved his lair since the war with the orcs Ronan had known, but exactly where he had moved was another question. Now the human saw that the cavern overlooked a familiar set of mountains, ones not at all that far off from his own home. Unlike their counterparts in Kalimdor, these mountains had a majestic beauty to them, not a sense of dread. We're almost neighbours, he remarked dryly. A coincidence, but it made bringing you here possible. Had I sought you from the lair of my queen, the spell work would have been much more depleting, and I have every wish of retaining as much of my power as possible. Hey, Methalis! Hello! Dino dance! This is also my dino dance. The tone with which he spoke drained Ronan of all animosity. Never had he heard such concern from Crassus. You spoke of Nosdom, the aspect of time. Have you managed to contact him again? No. And that is why we must take every precaution. In fact, we must not use magic to transport ourselves to the location. We will have to fly. But if we don't use magic, how can we possibly fly? Crassus spread his arms, and as he did, they transformed, becoming scaled and taloned. His body grew rapidly, and wide, leathery wings formed. Crassus's narrow visage stretched, twisted, becoming reptilian. Ah, of course, Ronan muttered. Believe me. Ronan muttered. Hey, what up, muddered? How are you, Methalis? Good to see you. Really good to see you. I was just on a call with a casting director before starting the stream. And I got cast as two people, as two characters for some cool, awesome stuff. Some potential cool, awesome stuff. Doing wonderful, fantastic. Now that's congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations on feeling wonderful. How beautiful. Oh. Oh, sending out my own casting offers today. Oh ho ho ho, what a prosperous day. What's the word? Not autonomous, that's not the word. What a...
Ever wonder what it's like to trap?
Posthumous death. Death? Day. Cool. I can't wait to hear him. Eventually. That's amazing. Coriolstras, the dragon peered down at his tiny companion. Climb atop, Ronan. No, I don't know why I kept this. Climb atop, Ronan. We must be off. Aha! Oh! Someone I sent your way? Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Which one? Could you tell me his name? The wizard reluctantly obeyed, recalling from times past. That makes me feel awesome. That's quite the name. Corialstras? Yeah. Yeah. It's, I think it's pretty standard for dragon names in the Warcraft universe. Oh, am I lagging? What's happening? What's going on? Oh, it is in flames. I'm fine. That's weird. Oh, wait. Harry Dwyer. I know that name. I think I see his face in front of me. Let me double check. I doth believe it might have been here somewhere. Daddle da you da. Harry Dwyer. Harry Dwyer's got a Harry Dwyer. What? I don't know. You what? Harry? You're a dryer. I am stupid. La 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 la. Dee, dee, dee. Now I can't seem to find them. What a shame. Give me a moment, just need some water. Drinking is important. Oh, my leg. Drinking. Hey! I've changed my, was it yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday I changed some stuff regarding my setup. So before, I just had these things hanging by hooks. But now, I got like a thing, you know, where the shower curtain type of thing, where I can just pull it to the side. And it's amazing. I'm happy about it. It gets really warm in here though. But that's alright. That's alright. That's quite alright.
Quite alright. That's quite alright.
It's super nice. Yeah, absolutely. I love it a lot. Holy shit, that's an ass and a half. Bro, lovely curtain view. Hey, Keldon. Amazing. Holy shit. For shame. For shame. How are you, Keldon? It's so nice. It's so nice. I'm considering getting a new, microphone and mixer. I love that emote. That emote is fantastic. Yeah, subscriber. 57 months. Wow. It'd be nice to have a new microphone. It'd be nice to have a new computer, really, but I'm poor. Ah. Meh. Meh. Aren't you? Sussy bussy. I'm hoping to get more. Oh, true, Mathalis. Were you able to fix your problem? Yes, I saw you bought a... I'm dying. I saw you bought a motherboard. I saw you bought a motherboard. Why am I checking my phone? Oh, that's why. Meh. 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 Aha. Oh, shit. Damn. Yeah, the CPU is pretty important. Oh, you have to wait. Oof. That sucks. But you work a daytime job, right? A time of the day job? I really have to get a day job as well. Not like a full-time, but a part-time. Yeah. Okay, so you have the income. It just needs to come to you. It needs to income to you. I want that. I would like that as well. It's a shame. My mom, she's a principal. She's become a principal for until the end of October. But she hasn't taken the opportunity to hire me for like at least one day a week. It's been only like, I mean, if I were her and she were looking for a job, if I were her mum and she were looking for a job, I'd be like, hey, son, daughter, come work, alright, you bastard. It's alright though. The wizard reluctantly obeyed, recalling from times past the best manner with which to seat himself. He slapped his feet under the crimson scale, then crouched low behind the dragon's sinewy neck. His fingers clutched the other scale. Although Ronan understood that Corialthras would do his best to keep his charge from slipping off, the human did not want to take a chance. One never knew what even a dragon might encounter in the sky. The great webbed wings flapped once, twice, then suddenly dragon and rider rose high into the heavens. With each beat, miles fell away. Corialthras flew effortlessly along, and Ronan could feel the giant's blood raise. Ooh, that's gotta be weird. Although he spent much of his time in the geyser's crashes, the dragon clearly felt at home in the air. Cold air assailed Ronan's head, making the wizard wish he had at least been given the opportunity to change into his robes and travel cloak. He reached back, trying to draw his coat up, and discovered his garment now had a hood. Thank you, Kevin. I was like, what is this? What is this command? Glancing down, Ronan found that he did indeed wear the dark blue travel cloak and robes over his shirt and pants. Without so much as a word, his companion had transformed his clothing to something more suitable. The hood drawn over his head, Ronan contemplated what lay ahead. What could distress the Lord of Time so much? The threat sounded both immediate and catastrophic, and surely much more than a mortal wizard could handle. Yet Corialthras had turned to him. Ronan hoped he would prove worthy, not only for the dragon's sake, but for the lives of the wizard's growing family. Impossible as it seemed, somewhere along the way Ronan fell asleep. Despite that, even then, he did not tumble from his seat to certain death. Corialthras certainly had something to do with it, although to all appearances the dragon appeared to be flying blithely along. The sun had nearly set. Ronan was about to ask his companion if he intended to fly through the night when Corialthras began to descend. Peering down, the wizard at first sighted only water. Surely the great sea. He did not recall red dragons being very aquatic. Did Coriolstra's intend to land like a duck upon the water? Water. Absolutely, Mythalis. Absolutely. It's nice. I feel like having both is the ideal thing. Having, what's the word? Dispensable income. Is that the word? Dispensable income. It's very nice. But, when you choose when to work and you don't have that... A moment later, his question was answered, as an ominous rock appeared in the distance. No, not a rock, but an island almost entirely made bare of vegetation. A feeling of dread swept over Ronan, one he'd felt before while crossing the sea toward the land of Kesmodana. Then it had been with the dwarven griffin riders, and the island they had flown over was Tol Barad. An accursed place overrun early on by the orcs. The island's inhabitants had been slaughtered, their homes ravaged, and the wizard's highly attuned senses had felt their spirits crying out for vengeance. Now he experienced the same kind of horrific, mournful cries again. Ronan shouted to the dragon, but either the wind swept away his voice, or Coriolstros chose not to hear him. The leathery wings adjusted, slowing their descent to a gentle decline. They came to a halt atop a promontory, overlooking a series of shadowed, ruined structures. Too small for a city, Ronan assumed them to have once been a fort, or perhaps even a walled estate. In either case, the buildings cast an ominous image that only reinforced the wizard's concerns. Hey, Diabolic! Yeah! Oh, it's so good to see your name in the chat. Wow. I feel like it's been months. In bed early because of traveling. What kind of traveling? What have you been up to? How soon will we be moving along? He asked Coriolstros, still hoping that the dragon only intended to rest a moment before moving on to Kalimdor. Not until sunrise. We must pass near the maelstrom to reach Kalimdor, and we will need our full wits and strength about us for that. This is the only island I have seen for some time. What's it called? That knowledge is not mine. Coriolstros settled down, allowing Ronan to dismount. The wizard stepped just far enough from his companion to catch one last glimpse of the ruins before darkness enveloped them. I'm getting fat, guys. I told myself no eating more of candy. And then after the gym I went and bought candy. Yep. I've got finished this one right here. This is my favorite. It's honey. Honey, cashew, and nuts. And then I had some of this. Do you guys have this in America and the frickin' place? Carl Phaser, you have that, right? But Dumle, probably not, because that's Swedish. And I had some goddamn chips. Stupid. Ranch and sour cream, pretty good. Estella. Not so, but that's great. Oh no, this isn't the same. This isn't the same book. It's kind of the continuation. I actually managed to read 2 books. I managed to finish Day of the Dragon and The Last Guardian. Yesterday, actually, I finished that one. Now I've started this one, The Well of Eternity. Which is why you can see the number 8 in the bottom right, if it's visible. It's very tiny. I totally get that though. I won't spoil it, unless you'd like me to, but yeah, pretty good. Day of the Dragon is recommendable. More my ass! Something tragic happened here. Something tragic happened here. Coralstra suddenly commented. You sense it too? Yes, but what it was I cannot say. Still, we should be secure up here, and I have no intention of transforming. Zed confronted Ronan some. Comforted. Not confronted. But even still, he chose to remain as near to the dragon as possible. Despite a reputation for recklessness, the wizard was no fool. Nothing would entice him down to those ruins. His gargantuan comrade almost immediately went to sleep, leaving a much more wound-up Ronan to stare out the night sky. Varis's image filled his thoughts. The twins would do shortly, and he hoped that he would not miss their coming because of this journey. Birth was a magic unto itself, one that Ronan could never master. You are not well educated in the branch of candy?
For shame.
Me neither, to be honest. I wouldn't, because it's Estrella, you probably don't have it. This one, at least. But Carl Facer, I think, is Swedish. And Dumle is also Swedish. So, it would make sense. Oh, it smells so good, though. That's not why I kept it. I just haven't thrown it away because no reason. Thinking of his family eased the Major's contentions, and before he knew it, he drifted off to slumber. There, Varisen and, as the yet unborn twins continued to keep him loving company, even though the children were never quite defined as male or female. Varisa faded into the background, leaving Ronan with the twins. They called to him, beseeched him to come to them. In his dreams, Ronan began running over a countryside, the children ever more distant shapes on the horizon. What started as a game became a hunt. The once happy calls turned fearful. Ronan's children needed him, but first he had to find him, and quickly. "Papa, Papa!" came their voices. "Where are you? Where are you?" The wizard pushed through a tangle of branches and only seemed to tangle more the harder he pushed. At last he broke free, only to find a towering castle. But from above, the children called again. They saw the distant shapes reaching out to him. Ronan cast a spell to make him rise up in the air, but as he did, the castle grew to match his efforts. Frustrated, he wheeled himself up faster.
Papa! Papa!
Called the voices, now somewhat distorted by the wind. At last, he neared the tower window where the two waited, their arms stretched, trying to cut the distance between Ronan and them. His fingers came within a few scant inches of theirs. And suddenly, out of nowhere, and suddenly a huge form barreled into the castle, shaking it to its very base, and sending both Ronan and his children tumbling earthward. Ronan sought desperately to save them. Save them. But a monstrous, livery hand snatched them up and took them away. "Wake up! Wake up!" The wizard's head pounded. Everything around him began swirling. The hand lost its hold once more. He plummeted. "Ronan! Wherever you are, awaken!" Below him, two shadowy forms hurried to catch him, his children now trying to save his life. Ronan smiled at the pair, and they smiled back. Smiled back with sharp, vicious teeth. And just in time, Ronan did awaken. Instead of falling, he lay on his back. The stars above revealed that surrounding him now was a roofless ruin of a building. The dank smell of decay assailed his nostrils, and a horrific hissing sound beset his ears. He lifted his head and looked into a face out of a nightmare. If someone had taken a human skull, dipped in soft melting wax, and let that wax drip free, that would have come close to describing the gut-wrenching vision at which Ronan stared. Add to that the needle-sharp teeth filling the mouth, along with red, soulless orbs that glared hungrily at the wizard, and the picture of hellish horror was made complete. It moved toward him on legs much too long, and reached out with bony arms that ended in 3 long curved fingers that gouged into the already ravaged stone. Over its macabre form, macabre. I gotta look up how to pronounce that. I actually found out recently that Grimmers is pronounced grimace and not grimish, which is the Swedish way to pronounce it. It's spelled the same way. Is it? Grimash. Yeah. Because we pronounce it grimash, I've always pronounced it like grimace. But it's grimace, which sounds like Grimace the Grinch or something. Macabre. Meaning. Macabre.
Macabre.
Oh, it is macabre. That sounds so weird. Macabre. Macabre. Macaw. Bruh. Macaw.
Mate! Macaw! Bruh! Bruh! Bleh!
Oh, it's English that's macabre. Macabre. That's so weird.
Macabre.
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 My corn of the cob. Macabre, man.
Macabre.
Macabre. Oh, so in American it's McCorn of the cob, but in British it's macaw, bro.
Macabre.
It's even look. Macaw, bruh. I am very entertained by this. Huh? Macabre. Macabre.
Macabre.
So weird. What a weird pronunciation. Macabre. Like the French? Macabre. What is the French pronunciation? Google Translate French. Alright, fuck off. French. Ah, there you are. Macabre.
Macabre.
Macabre. I'm pretty sure you don't pronounce it like that, Diabolic. I'm gonna have to disagree there. Can you hear this?
Macabre.
Macabre. You just imagine you going, macabre. What a macabre look. No, you say macabre. You keep looking out for your car. You silly bean.
Macabre.
Why is it so funny?
Macabre.
Macabre. Wait, she says it slow too. You were wrong. Macabre. Burr. Yeah, macabre. That sounds Australian. Macabre. I've heard that as well. It's so weird. What if French words become English words? Stop it, you brew. You. Languages are fun. Words are fun, yeah. It moved toward him on legs much too long, and reached out with bony arms that ended in 3 long curved fingers that gouged into the already ravaged stone. Over its macabre form, it wore the ripped remnants of a once regal coat and pants. It was so thin that at first Ronan did not think it had any flesh at all. But then he saw that an almost transparent layer of skin covered the ribs and other visible areas. Why would you say that? Alright. The wizard scrambled back, just as the monstrosity grabbed at his foot. The slime-encrusted mouth opened, but instead of a hiss or a shriek, there came a childlike voice. Papa. The same voice in Rodent's dream. He shivered at such He shivered at such a sound. Why do words have to be so difficult? He shivered at such a sound. He shivered at such a sound, coming from a ghoul, but at the same time a cry sent an urge through him. Again he felt as if his own children called to him. An impossibility. An earth-shaking roar suddenly filled the ruined building, eradicating any urge to fling himself into the deadly talons of the new fiend. Ronan pointed at the creatures, muttering. A ring of fire burst to life around it. Ow! Now the pale monstrosity shrieked. It rose as high as its ungainly limbs would enable it, trying to climb over the flames.
Ronin!
Coriolstraws shouted from without.
Where are you? Here! In here! A place no longer with a roof!
As the mage replied, the gaunt creature suddenly leapt through the fire. Flames licking its body in half a dozen places, it opened its maw far wider than should have been possible, wide enough to engulf Ronan's head. Before the wizard could cast another spell, a huge shadow blotted out the stars, and a great paw caught the ghoulish beast square. With another shriek, the still burning horror flew across the chamber, crashing into a wall with such force the stones caved in around it.
Hi.
What a creepy face. Hey, Waterfox, good to see you! Hey! Hey! Am I loud? Haha, good.
Bastard.
A breath of dragon fire finished what Rowan's own spell had begun. The stench almost overwhelmed the wizard. Holding one sleeve over his nose and mouth, he watched as Coriolstraws alighted.
What was that thing?
Ronan managed to gasp out. Even in the dark, he could sense the Leviathan's disgust.
I believe it was once one of those who call this home.
Ronan eyed the charred form.
That was once human? How could that be? You've seen the horrors unleashed by the undead scourge during the struggle against the Burning Legion. You need not ask. Is this their work?
Coriolstraws lailed. Clearly he'd been as disturbed as Ronan by this encounter.
No, this is much older. An even more unholy an act than the Lich King ever perpetrated. Christ, Coriolstraws, it entered into my dreams. Manipulated them. Yes, the others sought to do the same with me. Others?
Ronan glanced around, another spell already forming on his lips. He felt certain that the ruins swarmed with the fiends. Okay, that was weird. Okay, that was weird. Well, that's kind of cringe, dude. Cringe!
We are safe, for the time being. Several are now less than what remains of yours, and the rest have scattered into every crevice and gap in these ruins. I believe there are catacombs below, and that they slumber there, and not haunting victims.
Catabombs. Catabombs. Oops.
Catacomb.
Catacomb.
Catacomb. Catacomb. Catacomb. Catacomb.
Catacomb. Wow. Catacomb. Catacomb. La 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 la. Do 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 do. We can't stay here.
No, we cannot. We must move on to Kalimdor.
He lowered himself so that Ronan could climb aboard, then immediately flapped his wings. The pair rose into the dark sky. What language pronounces it with a Q? With a U? Catacomb. Catacomb. Catacomb was British American. British American, what? British English. And then catacomb is Americano. He lowered himself so that Ronan could climb aboard, then immediately flapped his wings. The pair rose into the dark sky.
When we have succeeded with our mission, I will return here and end this abomination. The British do. Coriol Straws declared. In a softer tone, he added, there are already too many abominations in this world. Ronan did not answer him, instead taking one last glance down. It might have been a trick of his eyes, but he thought that he saw more of the ghouls emerging now that the dragon had left. Awakened them. In fact, it seemed to him that they had gathered by the dozens, all of them looking up hungrily at the wizard. He tore his gaze away, actually happy to be on the journey toward Kalimdor. Surely after a night such as this, whatever awaited the pair could hardly be worse. Surely. And don't call me Shirley. I had so much fun looking up Nielsen. What's his name? Leslie Nielsen. The Naked Gun. Airplane. Police Squad. I love his dry delivery. Leslie Nielsen. It is interesting, yeah. Methalis. It's probably British pronunciation. Methalis. Whereas in American we Methalis. How am I doing? How am I doing with the last 24 hours I've lived? Sleepily is how I'm doing. I've slept like many hours because I was really tired. I just mentioned like a little while ago that I had a full day. The whole Saturday was full stuff. The whole Saturday was a whole day of improv from 10 to 4. And then after that, I went for a walk in the city. And then I had a dinner with a woman. And then we went to watch the show until 9 o'clock. So I came home quite late. But it forced me. It just so happened that I wasn't able to fall asleep until 4 in the morning on the Sunday. So I slept all Sunday and pretty much. And today I also slept a little bit of a lot. With a woman. Why was that the most important or interesting thing? You were a woman, Waterfox. There's also with an Everything has an if you're having fun. Catacomb? Catacomb? Or catacomb? Or which part? Was it your mother or a woman? What? It was a woman! Oh, my mother's also a woman. I mean, I don't think the two are really mutually exclusive. It was a woman. 3. Coriol Straws reached the shores of Kalimdor late in the day. He and Ronan paused only to eat, the dragon imbibing in fair away from the wizard's sight, and then set off again for the vast mountain chain that covered much of the western region of the land. Coriol Straws flew with more and more urgency as they neared their goal. He had not told Ronan that every now and then he attempted to contact Nosdormu. Attempted, and failed. Soon, however, that would not matter, for they would know firsthand what had so distressed the aspect of time. That peak! Ronan shouted. Although he had slept again, he hardly felt fresh. My ass! Nightmares concerning the sinister island had haunted his dreams. I recognize that peak. I recognize that. Me. Peak. No, it wasn't my mother. My mother is a woman, but it was not my mother. Was it you with your mother? The dragon nodded. It was the final landmark before their destination. Had he not seen it at the same time as his rider, he would have nonetheless sensed the wrongness in the very fabric of reality. And that meant something terrible, indeed, awaited them. Interesting. Shut your mouth. Nothing's interesting. You are lying. You silly boob. Despite that certainty, the Leviathan only took out his face. There's no other choice. Whatever is really hard to say. Whatever lay ahead, the only ones who likely saw it, and the tiny human figure he carried. But, all the short thighs of the man and dragon inside their destination, they failed to notice eyes that decided them in turn. A red dragon, grundled the thirst orc. A red dragon and a rider. One of those Zorks? That's the second. Another orc? Another orc? Zorks snorted at his companion. The other orc was young, too young to have been much use in the war against the Legion, and he certainly had not renundered. Does it freeze? No. Aha, was in reference to the name. Methulis. Ah, really? Methulis. That sounds weird to me. Methulis. Where's the dummy? Who's the dummy? Was the woman fun? The way you put that. Was the woman fun? Did you have fun with your toy? Yeah, she's fun. We've hung out before. That was the second time we hung out. It's pretty fun. Where's the dunny? Where's the dunny? Where's the dunny? Dunny. 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 Where's the dungeon? Show me the dungeon, you bastard! I'll fucking show you what Thor. You bastard! You bastard! You've stolen all my gold! The nunny. Hey, Cornelius. Yo, did the woman fart at any point? Wow. I thought you'd never ask. Yes. In fact. I counted. I think it was at least like 10 times. None. Correctness. How the D words? D. You don't. You just say D. And then hope that no one actually thinks you do the D. B. Dunny. Where's the dunny? It's the same thing of the Google the scientific name for the largest species of cockroach. He hardly felt fresh. Felt fresh. What? What? My ass. Nightmares concerning the sinister. Slept again. He hardly felt fresh. My ass. Nightmares concerning the sinister. That's so stupid. Slept again. He hardly felt fresh. My ass. Nightmares concerning the sinister. Slept again. I guess that's funny to me. Oh, it's this one. That's why the one. Dum doo doo dum dum. Hardly felt fresh. My ass. Nightmares concerning the sinister. Slept. My ass felt fresh. My ass. Bum 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 ba da dum ba. Do 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 do. What? I'm made for Joaquin Phoenix. Wait a second. I don't know why I don't use my penis points. Okay, fuck off. Fuck off, you bastard. Fuck off, you stupid bastard. Bum ba da dum bum. An hot interrogation. Yes. I think that should continue, yeah.
I guess that's what makes it funny. Thank you for not joking, Cornelius. Jokes are not allowed here, so I appreciate that. You know, it may sound weird, but I appreciate it a lot. Jokes are offensive, so yeah, it means a lot that you're not joking about the cockroach thingy. Why do you have so many weird recommendations? Have you seen ASMR? Do you know what ASMR is? Have you seen yourself in the mirror? I don't know what that means. Look. Look, alright? This is allowed on Twitch. The first thing. What is that? Is she yawning or what? Oh, wow. Dong. Okay. Yeah, this is ASMR. And this is the category that I'm in. Holy shit! Alright. That's, what is that? What in the... I felt like I shouldn't be watching this. Oh, hey, it's Ruby. Wow. Look at that. What the... Outdoor cooking? Wow, oh, that's actually pretty smart. I was thinking the food. Constant, like, camera angle on the food. That's pretty funny, isn't it?
La 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 la.
Stop? Can I put that down? What do I put what down? Yeah, that makes sense, Cornelius. The same thing. Is that a knife he's scooping with? Whoa, that's a piece of meat right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, and a nice piece of bread. Oh, it's ribs. Holy shit, isn't it? Ah! I broke my leg. You can just pick the bones off like that. So. Why does it feel so intimate when he does that? Why does it... Anyone else get that? Why does it feel like... Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay, I'm not comfortable now. Wait, he's eating it. Approval.
Fall off the bone.
Okay, now I feel weird. I want to close that. Sexual ass ribcage. Wow. Ass ribcage, huh? McRib. Doing it very, very delicately, yeah. Been deboned lately? Oh yeah, all the time. All the time, baby. Yeah. It did look like a piece of wood, you're right. I thought it was, a cutting board at first. But, it turned out to be Bren. Just like me.
I've received 100 messages today in Restream chat.
Stupid.
Thick bread. Easy breed.
Brock snorted at his companion. The other orc was young, too young to have been much use in the war against the Legion, and he certainly would not have remembered when it had been orcs, not humans, who had ridden such beasts. Gaskell only knew the stories, the legends.
Gaskell, you fool. The only way a dragon can carry an orc these days would be in his belly.
Gaskell shrugged, unconcerned. He looked every inch the proud orc warrior, tall and muscular with a rough greenish hide and good-sized tusks thrusting upward from his broad lower jaw. He had the squat nose and thick, bushy brow of an orc and a mane of dark hair trailing down between the shoulders. In one meaty hand, Gaskell hefted a huge war axe while, with the other, he clutched to the strap of his goatskin backpack. Like Brock's, he was clad in a thick fur cloak, under which he wore a leather kilt and sandals wrapped in cloth to preserve heat. A hardy race, orcs could survive any element, but high in the mountains, even they required more warmth.
La 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 la. Brox, too, was a proud warrior, but Tine had beaten him as no other enemy could. He stood several inches
The
shorter than
scientific name
Guskull.
for the biggest species of cockroach is Megaloblatta longipennis. I am not joking.
Well, thanks for not joking. Once again, I mean, it hurts my heart to say, but I really appreciate. Thanks for not joking, man. Damn. You need to make a pose where you act like a unicorn with the tags so hot unicorn and musculine. Musculine? That sounds like a name gone wrong. Musculine unicorn. How do you pose as a unicorn? Please. I'm welcome. Thank you. Nice. I couldn't do that in time. Nice. Finger on the forehead. Brox. 2. Super. Well, that's what you said. What about this one? Is this better? Ow. Holy shit. I smacked you. I'm sorry. Brox, too, was a proud warrior, but time had beaten at him as no other enemy could. Okay, I guess I'll make a photo. If you insist. Well, that doesn't even work. I give myself the finger. I must exit. I must leave. Goodbye. Never to return. Ah, it didn't work. Damn it. La 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 la. Where's my phone, dude? Oh, curtains. Very nice. They are curtains. How did you know? Oh, you're so perceptive. I don't know how to take a picture. Just put a finger on your forehead instead. It looks more funny. It look more funnier. It look more funnier. How though? Do I just be like this? Why don't you take a picture for me, huh? Just picture me, alright? Oh, I took a picture. I took this picture.
Look, so handsome.
Oh.
Hey, ceramic.
TV.
What up, Eli?
Ellie. What's up, Ellie?
Very chill music, true. Da. Now watch it, bitch.
What kind of creature are you? Thank you. This is one of a kind. Have you seen all the other ASMR? Quote-unquote ASMR streams. They're absolutely full of duct tape. I can't believe it. Look at this. You call this ASMR? I call this blasphemy. I call this putting the lid on a jar that just pours out images of hell.
Toad?
Toad, doesn't this sound similar to this?
Where are the titties? I have them right here. Okay? I just decide not to have these bras that show off the booty. I mean, treasure. I was about to say, do ASMR. Clean your room while listening to me. Clean. That's what I tend to do. I always have something in the background. I can't watch YouTube anymore. Because, ad blocker. Look. Ad blockers violate YouTube terms of short usage. Oh, hey. It's me. Warcraft, Day of the Dragon. Not true. Not true.
Thank you for your kindness in this endeavor.
That's why I'm giving you motivation, Waterfox. Because May devotion. Motivation is a made-up thing. It's a construct. It's a human construct.
Fine then. Keep your secrets. Where's my phone? I mean, my text.
Brox, too, was a proud warrior, but time had beaten at him as no other enemy could. Part of that due to a slight, but nope. He stood several inches shorter than Gascon, part of that due to a slight but permanent stoop. The veteran warrior's mane had thinned and started going gray. Scars and lines of age had ravaged his wide, bullish visage, and unlike his youthful companion, the constant expression of eagerness had given way to thoughtful distrust and wariness. Hefting his well-worn warhammer... Oh, that's a tongue twister. Hefting his well-worn warhammer... I like that. Brox trudged through the deep snow.
They're heading for the same place as us. How do you know that? Where else would they be going here?
Finding no argument, Gaskell quieted, giving Brox the chance to think about the reason that had sent both of them to this desolate place.
I'm supposed to be asleep.
All curtains. Superior option. True. You can heft my well-worn hammer. It reminds me of a scene I did in improv the other day. Oh, it was last week. Last Wednesday. We did, as warm-ups, we did scenes that, where one person would go in, and the other would either mimic the emotion, or completely go against it to cause a contrast. And there ended up being a theme for like nudist beaches or nudist whatever. And the reason that reminded me was because I went up to their table as they were talking about all these nudists everywhere, and I just motioned like as if I had this floppy ass, you know the thing. I thought that was kind of funny. Now you laugh, alright? Post LUL in the chat. Otherwise I'll ban. See it up. 22:15. Oh, same here, yeah. 22. Thank you. Lololol. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thunder, thunder, thunder.
Lul. He had not been there when the old shaman had come to Thrall seeking an immediate audience, but he had heard the details. Naturally, Thrall had acquiesced.
You're asking for it, Methalis.
Methalis?
Methal. Is it like Methal?
It's someone who can't pronounce metal, even though T is not a lisp. Wait, without a lisp, even though T's whatever. For he very much followed the old ways and considered Calthar a sage advisor. If Calthar needed to see him immediately, it could only be for a very good reason, or a very bad one. With the aid of two of Thrall's guards, withered Calthar entered and took a seat before the towering warchief. Out of respect for the elder, Thrall sat on the floor, enabling the eyes of both to meet at the same level. Across Thrall's folded legs lay the massive, square-headed Doomhammer, bane of the Horde's enemies for a generation. The new war chief of the Orcs was broad-shouldered, muscular, and, for his position, relatively young. No one doubted Thrall's ability to rule, however. He had taken the Orcs from their internment camps and given them back their honor and pride. He had made the pact with the humans, which brought about the chance for the Horde to begin life anew. The people already sang songs of him that would be passed down generation after generation. Oh, that's nice. Divine bagels, you said. I've never made bagels. I don't know how to do them. What are you gonna have with them, these bagels? Clad in thick ebony plate armor, etched in bronze, handed down to him along with a huge weapon by his predecessor, the legendary Orcrim Doomhammer, the greatest of warriors bent his head low and humbly asked,
How may I assist you who honor my presence, great one? Only by listening,
Calthar returned.
and by truly listening.
The strong-jawed war chief leaned forward, his startling and so very rare blue eyes, considered a portent of destiny by his people, narrowed in anticipation. In his journey from slave and gladiator to ruler, Thrall had studied the path of the shaman, even mastering some of the skills. He more than most understood that when Calthar talked so, he did with good reason. You put them in the toaster? What? Have you heard of making bagels? Have you heard of baking? And so the shaman told Thrall the vision of the funnel, and how time seemed a plaything to it. He told him of the voices and their warnings, told him about the wrongness he had felt, told Thrall what he feared would happen if the situation was left unchecked. You better bake these nuts. When Calthar finished, the war chief leaned back. Around his throat he wore a single medallion upon which had been inscribed in gold an axe and warhammer. His eyes revealed the quick wit and intelligence that marked him as a capable bleebler. When he moved not as a brutish orc might, but with a grace and poise more akin to a human or an elf. I'm 22 years old. Congratulations.
This smells of magic. Big magic. Something for wizards, maybe. They may know already, but we cannot afford to wait for them, Great War Chief. You would have me send someone to this place you saw? It would seem most prudent, at least so we may know what we face. I think I know who. A good warrior. Brox. Get me Brox cigar.
Right? I think that's him. What do you fill the bagels with? And so Brox had been summoned and told his mission. Thrall respected Brox highly, for the other older warrior had been a hero of the last war, the only survivor of a band of brave fighters holding a critical mass, against the demons. With his warhammer, Brox himself had caved in the skulls of more than a dozen of the fiery foes. His last comrade had died, cleaved in two, just as reinforcements had arrived to save the day. Scarred, covered in blood, and standing alone amid the carnage, Brox had appeared to the newcomers as a vision out of the old tales of his race. His name became almost as honored as that of Thrall. But it was more than the veteran's name that garnered the respect of the war chief, and made him Thrall's choice. Thralls knew that Broxigar was like him, a warrior who fought with his head as well as his arm. The Orc leader could not send an army to the mountains. He needed to trust the search to one or two skilled fighters who could then report their findings to him. Gascal was chosen to accompany Brox because of his swiftness and absolute obedience to orders. The younger Orc was part of the new generation that would grow up in relative peace with the other bracers. Brox was glad to have the able fighter at his side. Red cheddar with spicy ventricina tomatoes, salad, cucumber, and a special homemade, mildly spicy but flavor-packed mayonnaise-based sauce.
My toilet eats children. I hate 7 kids and I'm a middle-aged woman. The last month I noticed that my 5th kid, Ulf, was gone.
Wow.
I searched everywhere,
I'm sorry.
even in the toilet. But then I found out that we have a basement. I walked down to the basement and saw a man in toilet.
Whoa.
Boombaya. There was he standing, kidnapping my children. And that's why I never eat Mork Sarap.
Mork Sarap. I'm sorry for your loss, middle-aged woman. You never told us your name, but I appreciate that. Thank you for telling. Thank you for sharing. Oh, not red cheddar, real cheddar. Oh, yeah. What? How do I read red? What is red cheddar? Is that a thing? Red cheddar. It's just the outer layer. Oh man, I haven't bought cheese in forever. It's just so expensive and also very not good for the health. Because I tend to eat a lot of it. I tend to be one of those people who gobble down on all the things that I have in my place. That's not ideal. The shaman had so perfectly described the route through the mountains that the pair were well ahead of the estimated time the trek should have taken. By Brooks's reckoning, their goal lay just beyond the next ridge, exactly where the dragon and rider had vanished. Brooks's grip on his hammer tightened. Oh my. The orcs had agreed to peace, but he and Gascal would fight if need be, even if it meant their certain deaths. The elder warrior forced away the grim smile that nearly played across his face at the last thought. Yes, he would be willing to fight to the death. What Thrall had not known when he summoned the war hero to him had been that Brock suffered from terrible guilt. Guilt that had eaten at his soul since that day in the past. They had all perished. all but rocks. And he could not understand that. He felt guilty for being alive, for not dying valiantly with his comrades. To him, he still being alive was still a matter of shame, of failure to give his all as they had done. Since that time, he'd waited and hoped for some opportunity to redeem himself, and die. Now, perhaps the fates had granted him that. Get a move on, he ordered Gaskell. We can reach them before they're settled in. Now he allowed himself a wide grin, one that his companion would read as a typical orc enthusiasm. And if they give us any trouble, we'll make them think the entire horde is on the rampage. If the island upon which they had landed seemed a dire place, the mountain pass in which they now descended simply felt wrong. That was the best word Ronan could use to describe the
This is an
sensations flowing
important
through.
massage. Please listen, Searle Ferry.
Massage.
Boombaya, Aya Aya, kill his toes Baba, Baba Boo, Cutie Pie. Thank you for listening to this part message. MMMG.
Thank you.
Dot.
Dot. How beautiful. Wow. You are amazing. That was the best word Ronan could use to describe the sensations flowing through him. Whatever they sought, it should not be. It was as if the very fabric of reality had made some terrible error. Hey, thank you, Sebaspan. Sebaspan? Whoa. The intensity of the feeling was such that the wizard, who had faced every conceivable nightmare, wanted the dragon to turn back. He said nothing, though, recalling how he had already revealed his uncertainties on the island. Coriolstras might already regret summoning him. The crimson behemoth arched his wings as he dropped the final distance. His massive paws sank into the snow as he sought a stable landing area. Ronan clutched the dragon's neck tightly. He felt every vibration. What did they attend to? And hoped this grip would last. His pack bounced against his back, pummeling him. At last, Coriolstras came to a halt. The reptilian visage turned the wizard's way. Are you well? As well as I could be, gasped Ronan. He'd made dragon flights before, but not for so long. Either Coriolstras knew his passenger was still weary, or the dragon himself also needed rest after such a monumental trek. We shall remain here for a few hours. Gather our strength. I sense no change in the emanations, I feel. We should have the time to recoup. It would be the wisest choice. I won't be arguing with you, Ronan answered, sliding off. The wind blew harshly through the mountains, and the high peaks left much shadow, but with the aid of some magic and an overhang, the wizard managed to keep warm enough. While he tried to stretch the kinks out of his body, Coriolstras strayed along the path, scouting the area. The behemoth vanished some distance ahead as the path curved. Oh, swallowed my tongue. Hood draping his head, Ronan dozed. This time his thoughts filled with good images, true images of Arisa and the upcoming birth. The wizard smiled, thinking of his return. He woke at the sound of approach. To Ronan's surprise, it was not the dragon Coriolstras who returned to him, but rather the cowled, robed figure of Crassus. Enjoy.
Hello friend, can you say which is better, PewDiePie or Mr. Beast?
What? I don't know. That's a good... Probably Mr. Beast for his philanthropy. Sleep well, Waterfox. Thank you for being you. Alright? Sov gott. And you also enjoy the next an hour and a half you live. Enjoy your sleep. I'm about to take my first bite. Wish me luck. PewDiePie. Why, hello friend, Sebastian. What would you choose? Would you choose PewDiePie or Beast? Beast. He woke at the sound of approach. To Ronan's surprise, it was not the dragon Coriolstras who returned to him, but rather the cowled, robed figure of Crassus. Burn my tongue. With it. I so dislike the feeling of burning something, especially the inside of your mouth. Beast, right? Yeah. Or was it from the tomato, Cornelius? Or from the trees, or maybe both. How big of a bite did you take? Were you like... and then you puked it up? In response to the human's widening eyes, the dragon mage explained. There are several unstable areas nearby. This form is less likely to cause them to collapse. They can always transform again should the need arise. Did you find anything? The not quite elven face pursed. I sense the aspect of time. He's here, and yet he's not. I am disturbed by that. Should we start? But before Ronan could finish, a horrific yowl. Yow! Echoed harshly through the mountain chain. The sound set every nerve of the wizard on edge. Even Cressus looked perturbed. What was that? Asked Ronan. Pretty big enough of a bite that I'm writing this message with voice to text. Except you didn't. Yeah. Wait, wouldn't... I don't think it would make a difference if you write... You're still writing the text. If... You know? Yeah, that's fine. I once saw a poop and threw it on a friend's head. Wow. Pretty impressive. Did it actually hit the friend's head? Was you like... Oh, thank you. I do not know. The dragon mage drew himself up. We should move on. Our goal lies not far away. We're not flying? I sense that what we seek lies within a narrow passage between the next mountains. A dragon would not fit, but two small travelers would. With Cressus leading, the pair headed northeast. Ryan's companion appeared unbothered by the cold, though the human head enhanced the protective spell in his clothes. Even then, he felt the chill of the land upon his face and fingers. Before long, they came upon the beginning of the passage Cressus had mentioned. Ronan saw now what the other meant. The passage was little more than a cramped corridor. Half a dozen men could walk side by side through it without feeling constricted, but a dragon attempting to enter would have barely been able to get its head in, much less its gargantuan body. The high, steep sides also created even thicker shadows, making Ronan wonder if the two might need to create some sort of illumination along the way. Oh, the bay, yeah. True, Matthias, true. If I tried to text, it would take me 5 minutes because I can only use the knuckle of my pinky finger. This is the only thing that's not crazy. Oh, you mean like speaking voice to text? Oh. Wait, that works for Twitch chat? That's cheating. How? Is it Samsung? Cressus pressed on without hesitation, certain of their path. It moved faster and faster, almost as if possessed. The wind howled even harder through the natural corridor, its intensity building as they journeyed. Only human, Ronan had to struggle to keep pace with his former patron. Are we almost there? He finally called. Soon. It lies only... Cressus paused. What is it? The dragon mage focused inwardly, frowning. It is not. It is not exactly where it should be anymore. It moved. That would be my assumption. Is it supposed to do that? The fiery-haired wizard asked, squinting down the dark path ahead. Oh, it's embedded in your keyboard. 1+. What? That's funky as hell. Funky fresh, dude. Funky fresh. Brewski. Broski, you can talk when you want, by the click of a button. I do not understand how. It must be connected to something. I do not know. That's impressive. Wow. You are under the misconception that I know perfectly what to expect, Ronan. I understand little more than you. They did not at all please the human. So what do you suggest we do? The eyes of the inhuman mage literally flared, literally flared, as he contemplated the question. We go on. That is all we can do. But only a short distance ahead, they came across a new obstacle of sorts, one that Cressus had been unable to foresee from high up in the air. The passage split off into two directions, and while it was possible that they merged further on, the pair could not assume that. Cressus eyed both paths. They each run near to our goal, but I cannot sense which lies closer. We need to investigate both. It's a little funky. I like funky. Funky, funky monkey. Do we separate? I would prefer not to, but we must. We will each journey 500 paces in, then turn back and meet her. Hopefully we will then have a better sense of which to take. Taking the corridor to the left, Ronan followed Crassus's instructions. As he rapidly counted off paces, he soon determined that his choice had potential. Not only did it greatly widen ahead, but the wizard thought he sensed the disturbance better than ever. While Crassus' abilities were more acute than his, even a novice can sense the wrongness that now pervaded the region beyond. But despite his confidence in his choice, Ronan did not yet turn around. Curiosity drove him on. Surely a few steps more would hardly matter. He had barely taken more than one, however, when he sensed something new, something quite disturbing. Ronan paused, trying to detect what felt different about the anomaly. It was moving, but there was more to his anxiety than that alone. It was moving toward him, and rapidly. He felt it before he saw it, felt as if all time compressed, then stretched, then compressed again. Ronan felt old, young, and every moment of life in between. Overwhelmed, the wizard hesitated, and the darkness before him gave way to a myriad flaring of colors, some of which he had never seen before. A continual explosion of elemental energy filled both empty air and solid rock, rising to fantastic heights. Ronan's limited mind saw it best as a looming, fiery flower that bloomed, burnt away, and bloomed again, and with each blooming grew more and more imposing. As it neared, he finally came to his senses. Whirling, the mage ran. What contrast with the music. So peaceful. Crassus. Say Crassus like Atreus? Crassus? Well, the Zeus. Crassus. Atreus. 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 Crassus. 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 It's not Crassus. Because that's American. That's stupid. Crassus. Crassus. Ew. Ew. That sounds gross in the mouth. Ew. Crassus? Sounds assailed his ears. Voices, music, thunder, birds, water. Everything. Despite his fears that it would overtake him, the phenomenal display fell behind. Ronan did not stop running, feared that at any moment it would surge forward and envelop him. Crassus surely had to have sensed the latest shift. He had to be hurrying to meet Ronan. Together, they would devise some way in which to... A terrible howl echoed through the path. A massive, 8-legged lupine form dropped down on him. Had he been other than what he was, the wizard would have perished there, the meal of a savage, saber-toothed creature with 4 gleaming green eyes to go with its 8 clawed limbs. The monstrous wolf creature brought him down, but Ronan, having magicked his garments to better protect him from the elements, proved a hard nut to crack. The claws scraped at a cloak it should have readily tattered, only to have instead one nail snap off. Grey fur standing on end, the beast howled its frustration. Ronan took the opening, casting a simple but effective spell that had saved him in the past. A cacophony of light burst before the creature's emerald orbs, both blinding and startling it. It ducked back, swatting uselessly at flashing patterns. Dragging himself out of reach, Ronan rose. There was no chance of flight. That would only serve to turn his back on the beast, and his protective spell was already weakening. A few more slashes and the claws would be ripping the wizard to the bone. Fire had worked against the ghoul on the island, and Ronan saw no reason why such a tried and true spell would not benefit him again. He muttered the words, which, inexplicably, came out in reverse. Worse, Ronan found himself moving backward, returning to the wild claws of the blinded beast. Time had turned in on itself. But how? The answer materialized from further in the passage. Crace's anomaly had caught up. Crassus! Ghostly images fluttered by Ronan. Knights riding into battle, a wedding scene, a storm over the sea, orcs uttering war chants around a fire. Strange creatures locked in combat. Suddenly he could move forward again. Ronan darted out of the beast's reach and turned to face it again. This time he did not hesitate, casting his spell. The flames burst forth in the form of a great hand, but as they neared the monstrous creature, they slowed, then stopped, frozen in time. Swearing, Ronan started another spell. Ronan started another spell. Ronan started another spell. The eight-legged horror leapt around the frozen fire, howling as it charged the human. Ronan cast. The earth beneath the abomination exploded. A storm of dirt rising up and covering the lupine creature. It howled again, and despite the intense forces against it, struggled toward the mage. A crust formed over the legs and torso, the mouth shut tight as a layer of rock-solid earth sealed it. One by one, the inhuman orbs were covered by a film of dust. Just a few feet from its victim, the creature stilled. To all appearances, it now seemed but a perfectly cast statue, not the actual monster itself. Shane? What is Shane? Considering the prize, yes, absolutely. I totally know what you're talking about. Timu even sex male 6 stars? What are you talking about? Hello? What does my bottle say? This. This is proteinbolaget. Sheen. I don't know what you're talking about. Sheen? Oh, they're like Wish. Dramatic indeed. Yes, lovely. I love it. Ew, Swedish rockpo. What? What is that? It sounds like Arabic. Rockpo. Rockpo. At that moment, Crassus' voice filled Ronan's head. At last, Ronan, the disturbance is expanding. It's almost upon you. Distracted by the fearsome beast, the wizard had not lanced the anomaly. When he did, his eyes widened. It filled a space 10 times higher and, no doubt, 10 times wider than the pass. Solid rock meant nothing to it. The anomaly simply passed through it as if it did not exist. Yet, in its wake, the landscape changed. Some of the rock looked more weathered, while other portions appeared as if newly cooled from the titanic throes of birth. The worst transformations seemed to take place wherever the edges of the fiery flower touched. Ronan did not want to think what would happen to him if the thing touched him. He started running again. Its movement and growth had suddenly expanded and much faster for reasons I do not understand. I fear I will not reach you in time. You must cast a spell of teleportation. My spell work does not work as well as the My spell work doesn't always work the way it should. The anomaly is affecting it. We will stay linked. That should help strengthen your casting. I will guide you to me, and we can regroup. Ronan did not care to teleport himself to places he had never seen, the inherent risk being that of ending up encased in a mountain, but with Crassus linked to him, the task would be a much simpler one. Rakp! I see. You can get nice big pants. Why would you want to have big pants? What would... He focused on Crassus, picturing the dragon mage. The spell began to form. Ronan felt the world around him shift. The fiery blossom suddenly expanded to nearly twice its previous dimensions. Only too late did Ronan realize why. He was reacting to the use of magic. His magic. He wanted to stop the spell, but it was already too late. Crassus! Break the link! Break it before you're also... The anomaly swallowed him. Ronan? But Ronan could not answer. He flailed around and around, tossed about like a leaf in a tornado. With each revolution, he flew faster and faster. The sounds and sights again assailed him. He saw past, present, and future, and understood each for what it was. He caught a glimpse of the petrified beast as it flew wildly past him into what could only be described as a whirlpool of time. Other things flew by, random objects and even creatures. An entire ship, its sails tattered, its hull crushed and near the bow, soared by, vanishing. A tree on which still perched a flock of birds followed. In the distance, a kraken, 50 feet in length from tip to head to end of tentacle, reached out but failed to drag Ronan along before vanishing with the rest. From somewhere came Crassus' faint voice. Ronan. He answered, but there was no reply. The whirlpool filled his gaze, and as it sucked him in, Ronan's last thoughts were of Verisa and the children he would never know. My hair is standing. Oh. Well, that didn't work. Are you tired of having to stroke your boat every time you want to have a good time because you can't get any bitches? Now introducing automatic electric mail toy. What? For just $80 you can get all the benefits of a girlfriend without a negative like an empty bank account, nagging, cheating. Call now and get a PB vibrator included to your Virgin Incel game today. Game? Wow. Thanks. I'll get one later, alright? I'll get one later, alright? Thank you. Indeed. La 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 la. Ooh, ooh. La 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 Yes, suffer. Suffer. You. I'm glad you like it. I like it too. I think with the first one, the Day of the Dragon, it was a little slow, but I liked the sort of pace of the prose, you know. And this is only getting better, you know, because now. Good stuff. Good stuff. But my name is not later. I'll get it later. What? I'll get it, Cornelius. I'll get it later. I'll get it later. I'll get it later. What's up, later? Later. Later. You later. You absolute later. The format for you. Here are some. Baba Booey. Cool. I could keep going, but I mean, why don't I? Actually, I should just keep going, right? I'm really sweaty. Yeah, do it. I'll take a small break though. Just a breather, you know? Just a bit of a breather. So, what's something you're excited about, any of you, in the coming future, in the near future? What is something that you're looking forward to? I think I know Methalos' answer, or first answer, maybe. I really wanted to buy tickets to see an artist, Tyler Childers, who's coming to Stockholm in March, I think. Yeah, March. I still have it up. But wait, can I still buy it? Wow. Oh. I can still buy it. I'm excited for tomorrow. We're doing more improv. I'm also really excited to start working on more consistent work when it comes to voiceover. I really don't want to get a part-time job. It would be nice just to see people, but man, the process of getting a job and then doing that stuff, I just want to have money. Like, you know, it's so annoying. I've been fucking not dreading. I don't like working for someone. I like working with someone, working together, collaborating and stuff like that. And learning, which so many of the jobs that I've had, it's just like, why am I doing this? I'm not learning anything, you know, even after a month of doing it.
When a girl buys a vibrator, it's seen as a bit of naughty fun. But when a guy orders a 240-volt Fuck Master Pro 5000 blow-up latex doll with 6-speed pulsating vagina, elasticized anus with non-drip semen collection tray,
Ew.
together with optional built-in realistic orgasm scream surround sound system, he's called a pervert?
Yeah, I don't get that. I wonder why. Ew, that sounds disgusting. I feel like... Oh, no, it's fine. How many different improv groups or classes are you doing right now? Two. Tuesdays I'm doing regular improv, long form improv, which is a lot more difficult than short form improv, because long form you have to, or you don't have to, but it's a lot slower and it's a lot less action, quote unquote action oriented. And you have to trust the process a lot. Whereas short form improv, you can like go for the funny jokes and, you know, that stuff. And then on Wednesdays I have musical improv, which is also long form. And it's a production group, which means that we are practicing to eventually get on stage 3 times this fall and winter. So that's gonna be interesting. Wait, is it? No. It's almost winter time. When is winter time? No. Good night, Cornelius. It's late. Pfft, noob. Good to see you, Cornelius. Hope you have a good night's rest, mate. Hey? Vintertid is in the Sunday, 29th of Sunday. That's also when I have the first show. Cool. Yuto. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's challenging as fuck. And I've been having a bit of a creative burnout lately. And I'm like questioning why I'm doing things. Which is partly why I haven't streamed. Which I also think is kind of why I... Wait. It's like a circle effect. I don't stream and I feel a little bad. And then I... feel bad that I don't stream. I don't know what I'm saying, actually. I lost my train of thought. I am dead. In the brain. Dun, 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 dun. La, 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 It is quite rough. Especially when it's like all you do, you know? It's scary. By the way, how do you write now that you don't have your computer? Are you doing it on, like in a library or in a, on paper? No, you're not on paper. I see actually a Twitter post here. Or an X post. I don't know. La 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 la. Okay, maybe I will stop actually. I feel like now that I'm taking a small break, I'm like... But I definitely want to... have Mondays be my streaming day again. La 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 la. Smaller chunks? Oh, using your phone. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you're getting you're able to get some practice in. Or some outlet, you know? Even if it may not fail. Fill the void, if you will. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, using the phone is not great for writing. I've noticed. It's not ideal. Oh yeah, I started watching Castlevania, Nocturne, I think it's called. Just because my YouTube's not working with a whole ad blocker thing, and I'm too lazy to remove it. And it's so interesting watching an animated series again. I'm like, I keep paying too much attention to the voice acting. Where I'm like, that could have been better, and that could have been delivered differently, and that was cool. And wow, is that accent in this universe? Like a vampire having an American accent in the 1700s, 1800s. Oh, like American accents didn't. And vampires lived for 200 years. How old is that? I love Castlevania though. The art style of it is beautiful. So I'll probably rewatch it. Beautiful. All right. I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for listening and watching, Mathalius. And others who are probably lurking or have the stream muted, or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's very fun to watch animated series though, because I just find it so interesting to listen to voice acting and like choices. And I'm like, huh, the director was okay with this choice. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's fun day, fun day, fun day. Yes, it is. Good night, good night. Well, good evening, good day, good day. Beautiful. Many kisses and smooches. Oh, 2 hours. Holy smokes. Wow.
Yeah. Love you loads. Bye-bye.